It's me, it's BDevine, and I'm just facing the camera this way today for our live show. I'm going to be doing some readings, as you know, and sometimes it's just a little bit easier for me to tune in and focus when I'm doing it this way. So hopefully this is finding you happy and well. All right, let me see how well you guys can see. Looks pretty good. All right, so just let me know if you can hear me, because I'm going to have to keep my phone plugged in today. Let me know if you can hear me, and we will be going through readings today. So we're going to have a look at some different things. We're going to have a look at the gilded, great, excellent. We're going to have a look at the gilded tarot. We're going to have a look at the Sacred Traveler book, and we are going to have a look at a blessing for us from the Blessed Be cards as well. Excellent. Thank you very much for letting me know. I do have a little bit of a sneezy thing going on, and I've had it all week since I've been doing a lot of releasings, and of course you guys probably feel some little release symptoms as well. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. Lots of love. Thank you. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. I can see your comments, which is great. Let me just turn this around a little bit. Okay. Hey, Ruth. Thanks for dropping in. And hopefully you're going to enjoy the messages today. We'll be doing my best to bring some really, really cool messages forward. And of course, I want you to choose number 1 or number 2. We may be doing, I've got these little card holders, they're so cute. Thank you to my friend Gloria. We may be doing some Kipper cards as well. And luckily Karen's here, great. Thanks Karen, thanks for joining in. I know you're overseas. I know that it can be difficult, but thank you for coming in anyway. And I may even do some Lenormand, who knows? Okay, we're probably, I'll see how far I get going. I have the Lenormand as well. Hi Veronica, thanks so much. So have number 1 or number 2 in your mind. Hope everybody is happy and well. We are happy and well, of course. It's extremely windy here in Colorado, at least where we are. And it's another reason why, just a little bit sniffly. And finished all the readings this morning for Patreon. So if you are a patron, you have got your own 15 minute reading as well. Saturday in, okay. Yeah, okay, Karen, don't worry. Some things are going to be a little bit earlier for you as well, okay? Getting warm there in Cali. Awesome. It's getting beautiful here. It's just that we've got this windy stage. Eliza, just remember, just bring yourself back into balance. Bring yourself into a place of receiving. You might be overthinking something or a little bit stressed. Maybe you're just going through symptoms of release as well. Okay, it's 10:30 p.m. where you are, Karen. But it's hopefully Friday night for you, so you don't have to get up early tomorrow, maybe. Saturday. So tomorrow, guys, we're going to be live again. It'll be day 5, but we're going to spin the wheel. All right, so I really like you guys to be there for the auction fun, spinning the wheel. We hope to God that our new stuff comes tomorrow as well to show you. If not, I've got a whole lot of other things to show you anyway. So stick around for Spin the Wheel. I'm making some special, good evening, beautiful. I'm making some special bundles up for you guys. Some of you might want to give them as gifts for Mother's Day perhaps. And I hope to show you some of them tomorrow too. I'll do my best. It's been a crazy busy time. for me especially, just getting all of these. It's actually hard to go live every single day. You know, it's easy enough to make a video every single day, but going live and planning it is harder. But all right, Veronica, so you're choosing number 2. Number 1 or number 2 today. We have a few different cards to have a look at. I know I've been meaning to do this. I hope you guys have been enjoying. I hope you guys have been enjoying all of these live, you know, readings. Not live readings, but live shows that I've been doing. With all this different energy. Number 2, number 2. Okay. And we're going to start with a blessing card. I'm just going to wait about 5 more minutes for some people to come in. Hey, Patty. And I'm glad you guys saw the message. Yeah, more snow coming next week. It gets nice and sunny and then... Oh, okay. Welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so some of you guys are coming in and you've finally caught me. Thank you so much, Veronica. Lovely of you. Now, what we're doing is I'm just getting the cards ready for number 1 or number 2. I have my little friend in the background, King Tut, and his little pyramid as well. Both items were found at the Salvation Army. So he's always there at my desk now. He's on either one side or the other. Oh gosh, I just have so much to share with you guys. It's not even funny. I don't even want to get started on the Egyptian side of the stuff. Okay, cool, Karen. Let's have a look what we're going to get. It's interesting because I want to start with a blessing for us all. With the Blessed Be cards. I also feel like I need to pull us all in and ground us all. So I may be doing that. I'm going to start the readings probably in about 2.5 minutes. So I'm just going to get this ready. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for coming in. Blessings to all of us. Yep. So this is for for number 1. We'll see what it is in a minute. And this is for number 2 over here. Okay. Excellent. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate the love right now. Just like anybody else. Sometimes it's nice to hear how you're... instead of problems, hearing problems, it's nice to hear that you enjoy. So thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to look at these. We'll turn them over in a minute. They really are pretty cards. Excellent. Hey, Wayne. So, as you can hear, I've got my gongs going. Just really clearing the energy right now. I do have 2 huskies, so I am. I am covered in hair, unfortunately. But see what comes up. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, honey. Yeah, I mean, I have so much to share that I could be talking everyday live for about 10 years. Okay, that's how much. And in that time, there'll probably be more that comes. But I hope you also, if you've tried the courses, thank you so much. If you're just getting started with those, there's going to be plenty more to come. I'm teaching you guys how to channel correctly, safely. That's going to be a big course. And also how to do healings, becoming a healer in the proper way, okay, as well. So there's lots of things coming, and thank you for your patience as we go through them. A few more moments, and I'm going to get started with an opening sort of declaration for us. And we have number 1 or number 2 for the readings. I'm going to be going through quite a few different card decks, okay? Have in the front of your mind something that you want to have answered, okay? I'm going to set the intention whatever you personally want answered is going to come through somehow in your reading today. I always just trust that it's the right thing. So just have it in your mind. Cool heart card stands. I know, aren't they beautiful? My friend Gloria sent some to me for Christmas. So I'm pulling them out. They do just get a little bit wobbly. That's the only thing. So, but we'll figure it out as we're going along. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Desiree. Thank you so much. You're a very sweet lady, and I really appreciate it. Sometimes me, BDevine, or Becky pulls her hair out trying to fix so many things all the time. So I'm really grateful that you do appreciate. No, this is not lace underneath. This is a very, very heavy flat piece of, it's like a placemat, and it's really heavy. It's just that the card holders themselves are like flimsy as anything. So I just put a little crystal on the back of them. They should be fine. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much. All right, I'm going to get started. I'm just going to do a little bit of a declaration, bringing in the energy. This is number 1 over here. This one's going to be number 2. Focus on your blessing. Start off with a blessing, and we're going to go through some tarot, some Kipper, some Lenormand. Gosh, I don't know. We'll go through a whole lot of stuff. But right now, take your crystal if you have one. Thank you. Take your crystal if you have one. And I'm using my selenite's aura light wand. Don't forget, I can make you guys one of these. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. And we're just going to ground ourselves a little bit. Okay. And just listen to these words and follow with intention. So, as a sovereign being of light, I hereby accept my own sovereign energy. I hereby give permission for my higher self to activate and work with me now. And I give permission for source energy to work with me and flow through me now. I give permission for the angels of healing to assist me now, moving forward into my energy field. And my spiritual light team, I give permission to ground my energy now into the center of the earth, dispersing any negative energy that falls through those chakras, those lower chakras. We're just holding the intention of any negative energy at all, pushing through those lower chakras now. The angels are taking care of those. Dispersing and transforming that energy into positive energy. And breathing in and up through those cleansed chakras. And right up into the top of your head. And asking your spiritual light team to now activate the upper chakras above your head that go all the way into the universe. Opening now, opening and threading them with white light. Expanding and opening. Activating all chakras within you. Cleansing and clearing all layers of the aura. And dusting them all off. And creating for you a triple shield of protection. that protects you from any incoming negative energy, as well as any energy you may be inadvertently sending, any psychic attack. Letting go of any pent up energy or unresolved issues, and just allowing your spiritual light team to bathe you in blue, pink, and gold light, activating all of your senses, helping you to follow your intuition, and bringing forth deep knowledge, wisdom, and sacred energy. We also ask for all the parts and pieces of who we are as a soul to return to us now in a healed reality through all dimensions of time and space, through all layers of our entire being. Sealed with love and light energy. It is done, and so it is. Okay, everyone. Hope you feel beautiful after that, grounded and relaxed. And I'm going to start with number 1 here. Oops. You can get them in there, but it's hard to get them out. So let's have a look. Number 1, this is your blessing card, okay? It is a blessing to ease loneliness and bring forward companionship, okay? Doesn't even matter if you're in a relationship. There may be someone that really needs to connect with you, and we're going to do a blessing on that to start with. Okay. Beautiful. A blessing to ease loneliness and bring companionship. This is a blessing for when we find ourselves without those touchstones of our humanity, our friends and companions. A period of loneliness, quite different to solitude, can take place for many reasons. We can move away, or lives can change and be reshaped, and suddenly the space we found for each other has been closed off or absorbed by others. Sometimes we isolate ourselves, unwilling to be a burden to any others, and some are born into shyness and paralyzing social anxieties that make the seeking of friendship a terrifying thing. This blessing is for you when you feel alone. Let there be that call, that note, that memory that comes forth to remind you of your innate worthiness. Let there be that smile from a stranger or touch from a kind hand that lets you know your humanity is the same as theirs, and you have about you connections that can be rewoven. Let other gentle hands pick up and do the reweaving when you find yourself unable to perform the task. And let serendipity come to you, guiding you to chance meetings or places where music plays and people move, and the gathering is undemanding of you, yet surrounds you with the quality of inclusion. Let the loneliness begin to break like clouds, slowly moving apart, and the great heaviness of isolation begin to be lightened by loving companions, humans and otherwise, until you return to a place where you know you have within your life those who care for you, and without your presence their life seems less bright. Blessed be. So this is a blessing on you, a Celtic blessing, of course, to ease loneliness and bring forth new people, and also to help you to feel like really appreciated as well. Sorry guys, there we go. Help you to feel appreciated for who you are as well. So number one, this is like a little blessing for you. All right, so number two, let's have a listen to yours. You have a blessing of fire for number two. Okay, a blessing of fire. Looks like a full moon energy kind of thing too, doesn't it? Okay, comes a big... All right, just guys, I just got to wait for this plane to go over. Wow. That's an unusual flight path that he's taking, because I never normally see them come over my window in that direction. So that was strange. Anyway. Number two, a blessing of fire. A blessing to bring passion, motivation, and creative spark to your life and the lives of those you touch. May the many blessings of the holy fires be yours. I know it did, didn't it? May the many blessings of the holy fires be yours. May fire's burning passion, its quick intensity compel you into moments of action, to make decisions, follow the truths of your hearts, and quicken and burn like the flames within the hearth. May you be warmed and sheltered by the glow of these holy fires, and may they spark again and again the motivation we all need to turn the wheel in our lives. May the blessings of the flames that devour the old be yours, and may they burn through the debris of memory, the fallen deadwood of hurt and grudges, and burn through the pain that so many of us feel when recollecting injustices. May it inspire you to move forward with your life, and may it bring down what no longer serves you. May its crimson heat take light within your own soul and breathe to life the flames within you, so that you kindle again and again the sacred inner life, which will warm you when all about you grows cold. May you have rising within you from that radiant heart the fire in the head of the poets of old, the ancient brilliance that will allow dreams to ignite, so that you shine with that inner radiance. May any fear of fire pass from you, and may the only flames you tend be those who serve your best self. Let any former harm in other lives from this element pass away now, and let a great spark from the heart of the universe rekindle your love of warmth, your passion, your intensity, and motivation. Let your warm heart be a shelter for others who come to you, like creatures in the woods come to a campfire. And may the fires within be a place of creativity, of dancing and dreams, of stories told through the flickers of flames. May you always have that warmth and its protection and its ardour for all the days of your life. So the fire in the head is an old Celtic expression said to have arisen from Druidry. It describes a state of being illuminated by inspiration. Energy is said to pour from the head, creating a halo all about the head of the inspired one. It's often seen around the head of mystics, dancers, writers, all who are illuminated by this radiant, inspiring fire from the crown chakra. It's kind of like when you guys, I can't even go on video without glowing. It's just inspiration. It's just energy coming through. Very nice blessing for us all. Alrighty, so this one is number 2. Yep. This one is number 1. All right. And so we're going to go from here, remembering your blessings. And hi, G. I just thought of you this second, thinking to myself, maybe I'm thinking to myself, maybe G's coming. Okay. Beautiful. G, you are awesome. We love you. Okay. And thank you to my wonderful husband as well. He's always here. Always ever supportive. Okay. Now, number 1, I'm going to start with you. And fantastic, G. I also, you want to watch Taurus, okay, on Patreon. Just saying. You want to watch Taurus. Okay. All right. Number 1, I'm going to get started with you. Okay, I'm just going to have a mouthful of drink, like, not drink, just coffee, guys. The day I get on here and have an Irish whiskey or something, you guys are in for it. All right. Okay, so let's have a look at number 1. And a bunch of cards for number 1. And a bunch for number 2. Okay, here we go. Number 1, the energy of the Queen of Wands is with you. Okay, so you're about to begin something here. You know, having the strength here of, it seems like the same lady, okay? The Queen of Wands is any kind of fire sign, also Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But also, it also comes up when there's a new beginning project for you in your life. So, sorry if I'm not interacting with your talking right now. I'm just going to keep on going with the reading. There's something that is about to take a course in your life, number 1. It is going to require you to remain in control and actually become more of a leader, taking on more of a leadership role. You do have all of the abilities within you, you know, of your spiritual path, etc. There's a tendency for you to perhaps think too much. There's a tendency sometimes for you to worry a little bit too much. And you need to remember that there are things that you can't control, and there are things that you are not responsible for. One of the biggest things is that you understand that you're only responsible for you. The Queen of Wands also can exhibit a new job coming in your life, or a turn of events that brings you into a place where you feel quite secure. So this is a really good card for you, number 1. Focusing on your inner strengths, focusing on yourself and empowerment, focusing on becoming more of a leader, understanding that you have all of the energy and resources within you already, whether you are male or female. There's also something about a piece of jewelry. Okay, it's coming into my head. There's a piece of jewelry for someone who's listening. It's something that was given to you, and I think that you still have it. It's something old, maybe something handed down. If you bring that out again, okay, if this is just for somebody, if you bring this jewelry or this item out again into your life, or just where you can see it, it's going to bring a lot of information and inspiration for you as well. So the Queen of Wands, a new beginning has already begun. All right, and you've got all of the information that you need to succeed. So I'm going to keep going. Number 2. Okay, so number 2, this is your first card, the 8 of Swords. There is a situation in your life that you do feel that you need, it's like you feel like you need leadership, but you don't. It's like you feel you need someone to tell you where to go, but you don't. It's like you need someone to guide you so you can be sure about the next step to take, but you don't. It's like you have to remember that you already have the way forward available. It's already open. And whatever energy that you're in right now is, the energy that you're in right now is a fear of never getting out of your situation on one level or another. Your fear of not being able to break free from certain people, places, restrictions, jobs, addictions. And you feel like you're on your own in this whole thing. And you need to remember that as you look at the card, she is surrounded by extremely strong swords. So there is an invisible force that surrounds you and guides you. And as you start to work out that you're more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for, and as you start to look at the patterns in your life, the thought forms that you have, the issues that have been brought forward because of trauma, then you'll see how strong that you are, and you'll be able to see the way forward without even trying. There's this energy within you of a caged, it feels like a caged animal, you know, sort of being subdued right now, or someone is making you feel powerless to move ahead. Don't give in to it. Allow yourself at the time that whenever you're feeling what you're feeling, allow yourself to feel that. But remember that it's only a temporary situation. You're going to come out of this, and you're going to come out of it stronger than ever. And you've already got all of the answers within you. Try not to look anywhere else but within yourself. Take things that resonate and leave the rest. The number 8 is going to be important. The 8 of Swords is here. Something, so this would indicate 8 months. So August is important for you as well. But I also feel like, okay, so each card is going to have a little message. Each card is going to have a little message, and I feel like this card is, the hidden message is that someone is making you believe something and it's not true. Okay, and this person is someone who you may have trusted. This person is someone that you may have trusted in your life, and you're finding out that it's been an illusion. I want to say that word. Something that you thought was one way is actually another way. You're not going crazy, okay? You're picking up on it. You need to listen to it now and know that you're going to get out of this energy, all right? And it's happening quicker than you think, but your gut instinct is correct. The person that you know, or you know them pretty well, you're starting to put things together that something is not quite right, okay? And once you know that that's your truth, you're going to be able to get out of this situation much quicker than you think. Whenever there's something ill, or if it's something wrong with you, or you're not feeling the best, or you're confused or something, you need to take time to reflect, because the answers are there. You know, the answers are there. All right, back to number 1 real quick. And you enter the Fool. You enter into the Fool. The Fool is obviously a new beginning as well, so this just really, really makes sense with the first card that you got. Again, nobody understands your way forward. You don't need anybody to understand it though. You just have to have full faith in what you're doing. There is a lot of energy lately of false reports and false information. okay? When you stand on your own, you start to see that a lot clearer. And for number one, this is really important for you. It's like you've been balancing or tiptoeing around a situation on your own and wondering if you should do this or that. And this card encourages you to continue to move forward with the first thing that you thought. It's as it being correct for you, even if others think it's crazy. In fact, when other people don't like what you're doing, that means that you do have to do it. Okay? When other people don't like and saying, oh no, you shouldn't do that. Oh no, no, no. It's because they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to get any further. Now, some people have your best interest at heart, and obviously they're going to raise concerns every now and then if they think you're acting really off the wall, you know, completely different than you've been, and it's coming from a caring place. But some people just don't want you to actually get there. I remember when I started doing videos, there were people that were telling me that it was stupid and what am I doing, and it was embarrassing. And it's just because they knew I was going to be good at it, you know, and they wanted to play on my emotion of, should I do that? Should I really, you know, maybe it is going to be embarrassing. You know, they wanted to play on my doubts. Number one, you're wrestling with something that you don't need to be. You need to let it go, okay? Whatever that means for you. Whatever it means for you, whatever you're wrestling with, you need to stop it. It's holding you back. And then move forward on your plans, regardless of what anybody else thinks. This is your beginning point in any reading when the Fool comes up. All right, number two. So you're in this position that you feel like you are trapped into, but let's see what else is coming. Aha. Okay. Now the Hermit comes. So this makes a lot of sense. This is necessary. What's happening to you, number two, where you haven't been able to do stuff, you haven't been able to be yourself, you haven't been able to go out and connect, or you haven't been able to, you know, just be your normal self in whatever way that is. You haven't been able to because this Hermit energy is saying that you needed to be quiet, that you needed to pull back, that you needed to just be in this place of allowing the assistance of the universe instead of trying to fix everything yourself. All right, so when you get injured or you're unwell, you know, it's because you have to stop. Sometimes you're forced to stop. And sometimes we don't understand why the heck we're stopping right now because, you know, we felt fine, then all of a sudden we don't. Like, why are we stopping right now? I wasn't overdoing things, right? And I wasn't overdoing stuff. Why am I being held back? And it becomes, you know, this energy of, it comes an energy of being really annoyed. But the Hermit learnt his lessons. He learned how to be clever. He learned sacred knowledge. He learned wisdom. He learned everything he's ever wanted to know by being alone. He learned everything that you want to learn. You know, it's like, wow, we look up to these wise teachers, and they had to spend time in exile. They had to spend time alone. Some of them were very unwell as well at the same time, and having, you know, what they call the shamanic death at the same time, right? So you have to go through what you're going through right now to get to the other side, to get to the wisdom that you want, to understand you have the wisdom, okay, to understand that it's all there, all right? And you know, to pull away from external influences that, you know, tell you what to do all the time through your emotions. So for number 2, there's a special message for everybody. And this message is talking about, I believe it's coming from spirit, coming from a male, looking at you, guiding you forward. It's sort of like the message is that even if you think you're alone at the loneliest of times or the worst of times, you never are. I'm right with you, always have been with you. I'm guiding you and lighting the way forward. You have an amazing team supporting you, as we already said, but you are being guided into a brand new direction. It's okay to feel unsure about it. It's okay to feel grief as you move past the old and into the new, but don't let anything stop you ever again, not even yourself. This guide, this fatherly figure, loving figure, is also stern with you right now. Don't you fall back. Don't you give up. Don't you listen to what everybody else says. You keep going right ahead, even if you're doing it by yourself, in your own way. So I'm getting a lot of this right now. Okay, I don't mean to upset anybody, of course. It just needs to be said. Okay, I'm going to move into the next message, which is from the Sacred Traveler. This is going to be powerful. We set ourselves up for it. Oh, they don't want us to give up. I know that for sure. Okay, we've got to keep going. We've got to keep going, even if it's hard. And it's going to be all right, because we're all together on this journey in our own way. But there's a lot of love and support here for all of you, okay? So let's see what further message we receive from the Sacred Traveler cards. Number 1, you have the Desert Passage. It says, trust that there's a divine plan. Isn't that what we're saying? So, like the Fool card, number 1, you don't know the way ahead right now. It doesn't seem like it's really clear. But you have made certain steps to remove yourself of a past situation, which is fantastic. And you're looking out here, you know, over this desert. And the sun is coming up in the center, of course. And or setting, one or the other. And you know you need to get to the sun. You know you need to get to that bright place. And, you know, sort of don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know how you're going to get to the things that you're manifesting. But the idea is that you're trusting that the pathway, as it is in this picture, opens up for you. And it becomes easier each step that you take. There is a plan in everything, okay? It is a divine plan that you make for yourself as well. And you are guided even if you don't have anyone by your side. You're still guided as long as you just put one foot in front of the other and just keep on moving ahead. It's all you've got to do. And trust, again, that things will open up day by day, moment by moment, to light the way forward and help you to achieve. So as you're traveling and you're moving ahead, there's going to be moments where you pause. You're a little bit afraid to move ahead. Trust that the light will be shown as you continue to walk ahead, and you don't need to explain yourself to anyone. It's time for you to just do it anyway. I think a lot of people spend a lot of time, or a lot of wasted time, I guess, on explaining all of their moves, explaining what they're trying to do, explaining how they're going to do it. Nobody's business except for your own. And you're learning this and moving ahead, which is fantastic. Number 2, you are exactly where you need to be. You are in unknown territory. You are supported by the animal kingdom, of course. Another card where you can see the robes and like this one, the back. You've turned your back on stuff. The birds or nature are giving you signs. There's going to be, I believe, number 2, there's going to be a new location for you really soon. I feel like something tells you that you need to move, or that it would be nice to move. And then the other side of you says, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Why would I do that? Or it's cheap where I am. Or what if I don't find something that's as cheap as this? Right? But you have to put it out there that the perfect location is already available. It's already just waiting for you to find it. And that you will be led to the right location. And sometimes it just means that you need to visit a location. Maybe you need to go for a drive. Maybe you just need to go and sit somewhere that's important to you. And maybe just take that time or put that effort into really working with Earth as well as you move into a new direction for yourself. You are exactly where you need to be right now. But soon you're going to be in a place that you're not used to. In a place that you're is foreign, okay, is foreign to you, but that it's okay. It's all an adventure. I also just get the message that a certain phone call. No, it's definitely a phone call. It's not so much a text. A certain phone call is going to have. It's going to be revealing. Yeah, it feels like you really need this. It just feels like you really need this revelation to happen. It's someone telling you something that you need to hear. It's a piece of the puzzle, and they're telling you. It's more just letting something out of the bag, I think. It's more that they inadvertently tell you something that you were suspecting, or that it was affecting you in some way, and it really helps you to hear the information. I do believe it's a male that's calling you. And of course, I'm trying to pick up the message and also know that it's very broad, because there could be so many people listening. But someone lets something out of the bag, okay? Let it that way, or gives you some advice, gives you some information that makes sense to you, okay? And reveals a lot more than they might have intended to reveal. Okay? So that's you for number 2. Okay. So from here, I'm going to go on to let's see, Kipper cards. Now the Kipper cards tell us stuff that's happening like right now. They're not going to mess with us. Now you can get these Kipper cards at my website, okay? And I also have some Lenormand, and I have one pendulum kit left, where you get a big book and a brass pendulum as well. So yeah, I've got some more things coming. It's really, you know what, it's just like constantly something that we need. Okay, Kipper cards number 1. You know that I'm going to have to do these in pairs, so we'll have a look. Pilot's wandering around outside. Okay, let me just get 2 cards out. Okay, number 1. Now remember, the Kipper cards are... the Kipper cards are actually going to tell you exactly how things are. They are not going to mess with you. It's just what it is. And it's also energy that's around you right now. So just let me get this ready to go for you. Okay, so... sorry guys, I'm just finding my information here. Because the Kipper cards are really different, that we need to... let's have a look. Okay. We just need to get it organized here. Okay. All right. So here comes the Kipper cards for number 1. Let's have a look. So firstly, gosh, why is it so difficult today? All right, let's keep going. All right, so firstly, for number 1, you have a false person. Okay, there's a false person and the good lady. Okay, so there is someone around you, number 1, obviously, that is false. It does indicate a person in disguise. It does indicate that there may be a person in your environment that you can't completely trust, okay, and that you really need to exercise care. It could be a drama king or queen or a manipulator, some kind of troublemaker of some kind, right? So someone who's also, and the feeling that I'm kind of getting here is that for you, number 1, is someone that is looking for you to be investing in something, or they're pestering you in your email or something like that. It also indicates the good lady is right next to this card. In some card choices, in some sort of readings that we do, it does talk about an older woman. So for you, number 1, the false person could be an older woman, and it could use, also this could be a card that you use, say for example, if I was doing a reading for a lady that was like a grandma or something, I might use this card. It can be an actual older woman, and sometimes it can also indicate, not that we want to say this, but sometimes it can indicate the other woman or the other person. I don't really get that feeling from this, but something here is, something is not quite right in your circle, number 1. And if this has come up in your face right now, it is, oh, thank you so much. I just saw the $20. Thank you so much. If somebody is in your space right now that you don't completely trust, okay, this is just going to tell you, because the Kipper cards are going to tell you exactly how things are. We'll put a couple more cards on this, but we'll also want to have a look now at number 2 and see what's around you as well. These messages, you know, I have to trust them, okay, when they're coming forward. Definitely, number 1, you know this older person. You know this person that's not completely on side, okay? Okay. Number 2. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Number 2, you have marriage. Marriage can mean partnership, of course. And you have the court. All right. We got to remember that these cards were written a really, really long time ago. The Kipper energy is from the 1890s, long, long time ago. The Kipper cards are done or are created by this Alexandre Moussrak. He's from France. So the card here, they're supposed to be very old-fashioned. So the card of marriage that comes up in this reading today is either a wedding, of course. Oops. Oh, sorry, guys. Either a wedding, of course, or a couple that is busy and busy with their married life. It can be an actual wedding or engagement also. And it can also tell you that there's some sort of relationship that you've got to get into. Right? So there's some kind of relationship, some kind of agreement, some type of contract that you're going to enter into. It could be the merger of a couple of businesses as well. And this could just be that it's legal, right? That you're just doing all the paperwork. Because court comes up a lot in the old-fashioned cards. Court, judges, jail, etc. Because that was just a constant fear. People would just, get put away for nothing, right? So in this particular instance, yeah, there could be papers, contracts to sign, getting involved in a partnership with somebody. To me, it feels positive. Okay, so I'm not getting a negative from this one. And if you are in married right now and you're in a connection right now, if you're connected with people, or you're with a partner, it seems to me that it's really good. And number 8, yeah, comes together, as well. 8 energies coming forward a lot. Okay. So this is what's around. Remember, the Kipper cards tell you exactly what's in your face right now. Okay. All right. We're going to couple more. Oh, hi, Ashley. Someone's entered. Thank you, guys. It's a little harder for me to see like this because I'm focusing on the cards, but thank you. All right. So this is all really great. See how clever this reading is. All right. So let's go on with number 1. Remember, you have this false person. Could be a woman, most likely. Okay, let's see what else you need to know. A rich man. And a short illness. Okay. So this is around you as well. A person. And when they say rich man, it, can obviously indicate that it's the person is actually wealthy. All right. But it's someone who might have inherited their wealth as well. And it may be a banker or someone who works a lot with money or inventions, stockbrokers, all that kind of thing. It's telling you that good news is coming. Okay? Good news is coming. And a lot of well-calculated risks are happening. Someone is willing to take a chance on you and in your situation. And, this is definitely a male. So remember, the female energy for you, number 1, was just a little bit something that you need to watch out for. Could be false. But this man that comes forward, this is positive. And he has a lot of abundance. He has a lot of ideas. He has a lot of connections. Now, sadly, with this, we get the short illness. Now, this is your reading, number 1. So this may be something that you're also going through. So a period of health concerns for you or someone that's near and dear to you as well. And it could be a cold or a flu or the measles or chickenpox. It could be anything. It could be saying that a visit to a healthcare professional is in order. But if you're in good health, you are encouraged to rest and take it easy. If you push yourself too hard, you may get yourself unwell. we know that that's the case right now. We need to be careful of these things. So anyway, just watch your health, okay? Make sure you're listening to your intuition, number one. Number two, I know we don't like to see this, but the prison is kind of like the hermit and a rich girl. Isn't this weird? Okay. Wow. Okay, so number two. Now, this card, prison or imprisonment, can actually be imprisonment. So anything from in prison for a life to being held overnight. It can be someone you know, a woman, the rich girl, someone you know that is going to get caught for something also. So maybe this is someone in the media. Maybe this is someone that everybody knows. Maybe this is just something that comes about and affects you in some way. Okay? It can actually represent any off limits or secured place, something that you can't go into, right? Obviously. It could be a time when you're restricted and patience is needed, and that makes sense because number two, you had this, inability to move ahead right now. So this is just saying it's still kind of locked away to you, all right? Also, it talks about the rich girl. The rich girl in the reading is kind of like the rich man. It can sometimes indicate, it can sometimes indicate the person who's actually getting the reading themselves. But since, this is either female or male, this is a privileged person. This can represent a young female coming from a privileged kind of a background and has always had life easy. But sometimes it can represent someone with a rich inner life as well. So anyone who is a possible target of jealousy as well, this can come up when that's happening. This is a card of success, of joy, of fun, of creativity, luxury, and the finer things in life. So it seems to me that after your bout of having to be stuck in a situation and you're in unknown territory and things are restricted a little bit and you're in the hermit energy, it seems like very soon, because we know that the Kipper cards are very immediate, like right now, the very near future. So, by the 12th, let's say, of May, you're into this brand new energy. You're out of it, right? You're in this whole new environment, and it seems like a lot of abundance is coming through. Now, when I say abundance, okay, can be abundance of anything. Doesn't always necessarily mean money. But I do actually get the feeling of money coming to you. Number two, a reward. Something you've been patient about. I also get the feeling that someone you know who has been underhanded and who's been getting away with all, illegal activity. Okay, this is for some of you. Someone keeps getting away with this activity. They never get caught for it. And this could actually show them getting caught as well. All right, so whoever they think they think they're above everything. All right, and they're going to get found out, whether that's government or people that you know, or just any situation in your life, okay, where there's someone that keeps getting away with what they're getting away with over and over and over again. It just seems like time's running out, okay? It really does. And by the 12th of May, we should see something, or you should see something occur. Okay, so now carrying on from these cards. Okay, my last round of cards for you guys is the Lenormand Oracle. So we're going to get those out as well. I'm just going to make some room here. Okay. Whoops. Try not to knock everything over, but it happens. Hey, Pina. I can see your comments every now and then. Sorry, guys. Alrighty. Now, without saying anything, we all know who that possibly may be. Okay. All right, let's move into Lenormand. Okay, we're going to do the mystical Lenormand. Now, don't forget, you can always get, I know I always sound like a broken record, but you can get readings, of course, with me. And also, if you're a patron, you're going to get the discount as well. So you can use your discount at Rockin' Gems and BDevine Online and for my courses. I really try to look after you all. So get a recording, have a reading of your own. It's awesome. I like doing recordings because I can just focus. I'm tuning and zoning right in, and it's really cool. So, all right, let's have a look at your Lenormands. Let's have a look. Number 1, I'm using the mystical. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to show you. I'm going to listen to use the mystical Lenormand. There you go, Pina. Hey, Pina. Pina's my good friend from Australia. All right, we're going to get there. Okay, number 1. All right, so this is going to, remember this is the Lenormand, and the Lenormand are right now, in the future as well, as it's sort of spread out over a month. So we'll finish off with these as well. So we have, for number 1, we have the lilies. And we want to get stuff together. So we have the lilies and the ship for number 1. These 2 cards are going together. Okay. These 2 cards are going together. So we have the lilies. So this is again, messages coming ahead. The lilies can definitely indicate an older person as well. Sorry guys if I'm not seeing your messages right now. And it's connected to the ship, which talks about, this is interesting, a cruise, a restful vacation, a snowy destination, or a winter trip. Right? So for number 1, remember we were talking about forward movement, something's happening right now, and the ship and the lilies together indicate a trip that is the ship on itself is overseas travel, of course, and the lilies is, the winter time also, and vacation. So the lilies can bring peace and contentment. It's the satisfaction in having finished a task, completed a project, or reached an emotional goal. The card is also a sign of maturity and wisdom. Welcome to everyone who's coming in. Sorry, I'm not seeing you guys. It is professional experience or lifelong history that you're offering to others, okay? Again, we talked about your experience. And it's a sense of completion going on here and serenity into your life, okay? So the lily announces a very slow pace, okay? It does connect with the winter or the colder weather. It predicts weeks or years, all right, in the development of a situation, okay? It also talks about your eyes and your vision. So you may be going through vision issues right now, or trying to see clearly, or your third eye as well. And this does talk about a restful vacation, a cruise, a snowy destination, which is good for you, and a winter trip. The ship in itself, we know the ship is movement, it's overseas information, it's adventure, leaving routine, leaving familiar faces, international travel and transition can come up because the ship was the way that we used to get around everywhere, right? But it does mean exploration and change. Immigrants of people, foreign descent to you as well. Right, so we've been seeing this a lot lately also. It can also symbolize, sometimes it can symbolize a man that's coming forward, Asian or African descent. It can also have the number 3, of course, so it can also talk about 3 months, 3 weeks, or 3 days away. So yeah, I would say that there's some information that's coming from overseas for you, number 1. And it may be, I would say, more within 3 days. Extended sort of trip or a permanent stay somewhere as well for some people. So the ship in itself can impersonate any moving vehicle also, like cars, motorcycles, boats, planes, and others. It represents significant distance. It may predict a move that is far away to another state or a country even, right? At very least, it can mean the change of a zip code, right? There's definitely movement going on for both number 1 and number 2. All right, so we'll keep going. Let's have a look at number 2 now. Well, it's information coming forward, Wayne, so I don't see why not. Okay. Number 2, you have the cross. All right. It's actually Celtic, isn't it? Celtic cross. And the mice. All right, an interesting combination. Number 2. So the cross in itself is usually about responsibility, okay? And because it's surrounded by the mice, there could be a sense of anxiety, a breakdown, or maybe there's been some depression. Number 2. Maybe you've just been feeling like everything's eating away at you because if you see the mice there, they're only small. It's a small thing, but it's gotten on your nerves a little bit, okay? And sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's family that is driving you nuts, right? Or it's just like gossip or just some kind of, what's the word? Like niggling kind of energy. And so it can come up with a lot of anxiety as well. So the cross in itself brings worries and concerns, or that's what you've been going through. Also pain, like physical pain. And it can also talk about someone who's not well or feeling lonely or feeling guilty. That's not really a good thing. Sometimes a religious person is depicted with the cross that you might know rather than a spiritual person. And it can also indicate the lower back being in pain for some of you with the cross. Emotional stress or life pressure can come up here, and that you shouldn't be taking this on. You shouldn't be taking this on board. I mean, I know that's hard because we all do that. All right, the mice sort of sitting there is usually about pettiness, stuff going on in the house, maybe someone's stealing something as well. And it's interesting because you had the prison card there and all that stuff as well. So if someone has tried to rip you off, they're going to get caught. I definitely will say that. The mice and the cross together, as we said, brings anxiety and fears. Sometimes there's a lot of grief that comes up here and it's mimicking itself. It's mimicking itself. Grief mimics itself in physical problems. So it could be leaks. It could be things going on in the home. It could be rotten food. It could be a feeling of being lost or annoyed. There could be mental weakness such as loss of memory. mice announce times when there is nervousness and exhaustion and perhaps, you know, a loss of some kind, okay? And it's, if the behavior that's referred to this sort of card is a little bit passive aggressive towards you, okay, number 2, maybe someone has been that way. Maybe you've been feeling over anxious or over, you know, stimulated by certain situations or feeling worried. Maybe that there's someone in the house that has ADD, you know, is just constantly freaking out. But yeah, it's definitely the nervous system when it comes to the mice. You're not to let small things get at you, and maybe you have been. It also indicates a period of frustration because, you know, you haven't been feeling well, or there's been pain in the body, or there's been some kind of injury or something that's recurring for you, some kind of illness, right? So there's been things that when you've got time, when you're feeling unwell and you're in bed and or you're just not moving as much as you can, you start to over focus on things. That can be an issue. And then it starts to build up inside of you, of course. And yeah, balance is totally key. There are messages definitely coming for you from the spirit world. I said that for you for number 2. That is definitely a male talking to you, you know, telling you, do not give up, to keep on pushing forward. Stop all this, you know, around and around and around. It's time. Move ahead. Get away from people who make you feel like crap. Keep on moving forward. Don't let all the little stuff get at you. It's not worth it. Don't let things get under your skin. You know, it's not worth it at all. And just remember and focus on yourself as being correct in your situation. And, you know, correct in your situation, correct in your life stance, where you are in your life. You're doing the right things. You always have tried to have your heart in the right spot. So there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's only when you're intentionally out there trying to hurt someone, you know, and we all know people who do that, okay? They're intentionally trying to hurt people. They intentionally try to deceive. They intentionally try to rip you off. They're always lying to you. We know those sorts of people. You're not those sorts of people, okay? So you need to hold your head a little higher in where you are versus where you've been, what you've put up with, situations you've found yourself in. It doesn't mean that you, just because you had a bad situation in the past or you're in a bad situation now or someone's treated you badly, that has no bearing on who you are unless you want it to. You know, do you really want to be in the category of being a jerk just because you happen to care about someone who was a jerk? No, that doesn't make you a jerk. It makes you caring and empathic. And if you're a lunatic or you're a psychopath, you're not going to feel those things at all. You're not going to think it's your fault at all. So if you're nuts, you're not going to think anything's your fault. You're not going to take responsibility for anything. In fact, you're going to put the blame on everybody else. Okay? So people like us, people like you that are listening, you're not going to sit there, you know, if you were really crazy, you wouldn't be taking on any responsibility at all for anything that's ever happened in your whole life. It's always going to be someone else's fault. Okay? So don't put yourself in that position of worrying about this whole thing. And whatever reason, I had to say that. So there it is. Okay. All right. So finally, I'm going to do... Oh, gosh, I thought my video had stopped. I thought everyone's... Okay. Some of you need to really do some deep, deep healing, you know. Okay. I also decided that I'm going to lastly pull these cloister cards, which are tarot, and they're rounds, and I love round cards, to finish things off. All right, number 1. All right, so number 1, the 9 of Swords, okay? This is leaving you. This feeling of stress, pain, depression, whatever it is, it's leaving you. Because you're no longer placing, you're no longer laying on those swords, okay? Let's just put it that way. You're no longer playing victim to yourself. You're no longer feeling sorry for yourself. The time for crying is finished. You're moving ahead. And you need to move ahead. And here comes the robin that has been coming every single day. He's fat as anything. I wish I could show you. He's so fat. Oh my God. I can't show you because if I move... Oh no, he's gone now. If I moved... he just comes and he comes to my steps every day when I'm talking. So cute. So yeah, you're just not crying over spilt milk anymore. You're getting tougher. You're getting stronger. The right people are coming forward into your life. The energy is shifted completely. This was you a couple of weeks ago. You were feeling in despair. You were feeling like hopeless, that nobody really cared, okay? But you've understood that place that you had, you know, it needed to happen. You needed to be in that space, you know, and you needed to see things for what they really were. And there it is. But you're moving past this now, okay? And when you go from the 9 of Swords, you go into the 10 of Swords. And so the 10 of Swords is completion. That's what you're in. You're completing things, okay? So number 2 here, you have the 10 of Wands on your back, okay? So you are carrying some things here, all right? You're still carrying a little bit of load that you don't need to. Number 2. Okay, so there's a sense with number 2 that you have to be responsible for stuff, all right? And there's a sense that if you don't do something, then things aren't going to get done, or that you feel bad watching someone else carrying all the stuff, or you feel, yeah, because you're really kind of in this position right now where you're a little bit helpless, number 2. You're that little bit helpless right now because of your injury or your illness or unknown territory that you're in, or, you know, just your nervous system is on overload, or you're just sick of all the crap, right? So you're feeling that bit of... What happens is, let me tell you something. When you're not well, okay, or you're not 100% yourself, a deep fear sets in, right? A deep fear sets in because you're suddenly very vulnerable. Now, when I was on my own and I was in Australia and I nearly had my arm, you know, my arm was so bad that it was, you know, I didn't know whether they were going to cut it off or whatever they were going to do, because they couldn't stop me from having reactions to everything, and my infections were getting worse and worse and worse, right? So I'm having all these allergic reactions to stuff that they were giving me to stop the infection. And it was into my bone. It was deep into the, you know, to the cellulitis, you know, energies, etc. And I felt like, what am I going to do if someone tries to rob me right now? Or what am I going to do if, you know, I can't get out of here? And I started to overthink, right? You know, you're overthinking, you're overdoing, you're very vulnerable. You suddenly feel weak and scared, like you can't defend yourself, right? That's what ends up happening. That's what ends up happening when you're not feeling well, is that you suddenly become vulnerable, right? And then you suddenly become worried, and then you suddenly start to become paranoid. Which might have been why the mice energy was there, okay? It can also bring up a lot of hidden past life energy. You know, for me, it ended up bringing up this past life energy of people going to steal my food. I started coveting food and nobody was around. I started hiding my food away and staring at the door. I'm like, anyone comes in here, they're not having this food. It's like, no one's going to take your food, you know. It was so silly. But I mean, this was a while ago now. This is like going over 3 years ago now. And, you know, it was crazy. Like, but if you have a look at, this is my arm, if you can see. Oh, you're not going to be able to see, but see all the scarring in here. This is all, every piece of my arm here got infected. And so you can see where all the, I can't even believe I've still got some arm left. You can see where it all sort of scabbed over, etc. Yeah, but it was complete transformation. My arm still goes through stuff now, but it needed to happen. You know, everything needed to happen, but you do become feeling very, very vulnerable when you're unwell. And you need to understand what that is. Once you understand what it is, it can kind of go away. So for number one, again, just quickly, you move into the Knight of Swords. So very quickly, for you, things are about to change. Okay, things are about to shift. And for you, number two, you come into this balance and harmony as well. No, I never want to feel that scared again either. Oh my God. But every time someone says they're going to have a tattoo now, I'm like, I'd really like to show you photographs. I was just unlucky because I've had tattoos before and I never had this problem. And then this one happened, you know. Definitely. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, quickly things are changing. The Two of Cups, sorry, the Two of Vessels here. Quickly things become harmonious. It's like when you guys realize that what you're feeling is actually okay, you know? What you're feeling is actually okay. You know, it's when you deny what you're feeling that a big problem comes up. It's when you compare what you're feeling to somebody else's stuff that problems arise within you. Because you start to think, well, I should be better by now. I should be fixed by now. You know, this person's fixed and this person's healed and this person's doing it, so I must be doing something wrong. And you're not. It's that thing that's wrong. It's that questioning that's wrong. Okay, so it's getting yourself into comparing, getting yourself into feeling hated on by spirit, or feeling like you can't do it because of 20 other reasons why you can't do it, because someone else is better or whatever. And that's the problem, the comparing. And when you begin to accept yourself completely, you don't do that as much. Okay, and things do change. You suddenly start to see what you've been waiting to see for the longest time, but you've been blocking it out. You've had a problem with, you know, if you have a problem in your physical body, it's not a punishment. It's not because you've done something wrong and now your karma's catching up with you. It's because you need a break. You actually literally need to sit down and rest because you weren't listening to the signs that were there probably months before, niggling at you. And then you finally get to the worst part and you're like, God, now I just want to hurry up and get well again. Like, oh, frustration. No, you have to just, you know, accept it and be gracious about it and be grateful for you being able to be set back for a minute. You know, it's probably the best thing that could happen to you. A connection with people is coming forward. The right people are always there. They will make their way forward if that's what you're expecting to see. You know, if you're expecting to see nothing but trouble in your life, then sadly that's what you get, you know. Sadly, that's what you will always see. Oh, well, then this is going to happen, you know. So I'm really proud of each and every one of you that are here and listening because, you know, you understand all these things. You're starting to understand yourself in a different way and being patient with yourself as you need to be. And there's no need to get anybody back or, you know, have vengeance on anyone or whatever, because everybody, the truth always comes out. It always comes out. It doesn't matter what it is. the realness comes out. But by the time it does, you're not even going to care because you're on to something else. So remember, today we have the blessings for you all. You all got your own blessing. The cards were there. Information came forward. I really hope you enjoyed it today. Lots of love to each and every one of you. And I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do live shopping, auctions, and spinning the wheel. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow. It'll most likely be tomorrow afternoon, perhaps at about 1 p.m. Mountain Time. I haven't worked it out with my husband yet. But we'll have the wheel going and some fun. Have the music and the dancing and the silliness. And sending love to you all. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for coming. Lots of love. Happy weekend. And bye for now. Bye, everyone.